All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Wrestling Otaku back here on the one and only Wrestling Otaku channel. Of course, your personification of excellence on YouTube and YWC, and we're the best reviews wrestling. And I'm back here. It is officially Thursday night, Thursday, October the 10th of 2024. So I thought I'd go ahead and do this little video in here now that I'm kind of settled in here, just got off a day's work. And so I wanted to go ahead and do a video, man. So in a couple days, we got, of course, Sunday, so we got the start of week 6. Actually, it starts tonight because there's, a Thursday night football game on. I believe it's the 49ers and the Seahawks. I think the game's almost over. The 49ers are winning right now. But on Sunday, of course, we got the bulk of the week 6 games. So I figured with this video, I do something that I haven't done in quite some time. This is actually the first time I've done it this year, I believe. Well, I might have done it for the the season opener, but for the first time in a while, I'll be doing, shall we say, a preview of the Ravens Week 6 matchup because this week's game will be very interesting for a number of reasons. And going into it, there's quite a bit of anticipation, and for the first time in a while, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of kind of looking forward to what we're going to see on Sunday. So the Ravens on Sunday, they return home, they return to Baltimore M&T Bank Stadium, and they will host the Washington Commanders, a team that is literally just down the road from them. Like, DC and Baltimore are literally separated by 30-some miles. So, about a 40, 50-minute drive that separates the two stadiums. So, very close proximity. And here we call it the Battle of the Beltway, because if you don't know, obviously, Baltimore's Beltway is 695 and DC's Beltway is 495. So they call that matchup. Whenever a Baltimore and a DC team faces each other, they call it the Battle of the Beltway. That's of course with in baseball too. That's the thing with baseball too, with the Orioles and the Nationals, and also of course here with the Ravens and the Washington's football team. Now they're called the Commanders. So, for anybody who's, a DMV sports fan, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia, anybody who's a DMV sports fan knows what Battle of the Beltway is. For anybody who doesn't, that's basically a brief gist of what it is. But anyway, so we got this I guess you could say interconference rivalry, and it's not like a blood rivalry or a rivalry game, like a divisional rival game. It's just more of like a friendly kind of local, regional rivalry thing. It's not really like serious. It's just a little kind of bragging rights thing for people in the area. But yeah, so we got the Ravens and Commanders in Baltimore week 6 on Sunday. It's going to be a day game, 1 p.m. on CBS. So I'm actually looking forward to this game, not just because, it's a friendly rivalry and, local rivalry, Battle of the Beltway, but also because these two teams are doing pretty decently right now. It's a matchup of two division leaders. You got, of course, the Ravens, who, coming off being, they started 0-2, looked about as bad as they've looked, and I was obviously very frustrated with that. You guys see my videos, but then they've racked off 3 straight wins, and now they're 3-2. And they're currently tied atop the AFC North. They currently have a tie with the Steelers atop the AFC North, and hopefully that tie. Hopefully they overtake the Steelers at some point, which I think they will, because the Steelers have lost 2 straight, and they look like shit, which of course Pittsburgh is shit. I knew going in that when the Steelers had that 3-0 record, I knew that it was a fluke because they played against shit teams, and now they play some quality teams. Now they're 3-2. They lost 2 straight. But anyway, so the Ravens are tied for first place in the AFC North. In my opinion, they are first place in the North. And then you look at the Commanders, and the Commanders right now, surprisingly, are looking like one of the better teams in the NFC. After losing their Week 1 game, they've racked off 4 straight wins, and they are 4-1, and they are in first place of the NFC East. And they look like like I said, they play a good defense. They've played good defense, and offensively, they're coming off. They're playing to the strengths. They're being led right now by the rookie quarterback sensation, Jayden Daniels, and yeah, they look about as good as they've ever looked. They've looked about as good as they looked in a long time, the Commanders. And that's very much a surprise to people, And people could say, oh, the schedule's been weak or whatever. But regardless of that, they look as good as they've looked in a long time. And they're 4-1 leading the division. So will that last? It remains to be seen. But as of right now, they are 4-1 and they lead the NFC East. So yeah, this is a matchup of 2 division leaders and 2 teams that are looking to make a name for themselves in their respective conferences, in their respective divisions. So this is going to be a very pivotal game for both of them, for both teams. And coming out of it, whoever wins will definitely be in the driver's seat in their division and maybe even in their conference, you could say, or will definitely make a case for being one of the better teams in the conference. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. You know, it's been a long time since the two teams played each other, and both teams were competitive, like as in they were leading their divisions, whatever. I think the last time was like 2012, where that year. Of course, you know, back then they were called the Redskins. The Redskins won the NFC East that year, and the Ravens won the AFC North. And of course, you all know what happened that year. The Ravens went on to win the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 47. Joe Flacco, my man, did his thing in the playoffs. But that was the last time really I can remember a matchup between, you know, DC and Baltimore in terms of football, the Ravens and Commanders, where both teams were actually competitive in the regular season. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. You know, it's going to be fun, and this is probably like one of the only games this year where I'm gonna, you know, looking ahead to it, I'm looking forward to it, and I kind of have an open mind about it, where, you know, whether the Ravens win, whether they lose, I think it'll be a good game. Of course, I want them to win for sure. I want them to keep the momentum going. You know, racked off 3 straight wins, and you know those wins did not come easy. You know, you saw that game against Cincinnati where they had to come back from being 10 down in the fourth quarter, gave up 38 fucking points, won that in overtime, and then of course the Dallas game against the Cowboys almost blew that lead. And then, you know, in between you had the Sunday night game against the Bills where they dominated them. So that was the one, you know, that was the sole, you know, for sure game where, you know, the Ravens were by far the dominant team in that game. But yeah, so I like to see the Ravens continue to win. But, you know, the Commanders, they're going to be an interesting test. It's going to be an interesting game. I'll say that, and I'm much looking forward to it. So yeah, bring on the Commanders, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. And also, little known fact, I figure I'd just throw this in here. Little known fact, my dad is actually like more of a Commanders fan. Like he's more of a Washington, more of a DC fan. He'll root for Baltimore. You know, he obviously watches Baltimore sports team. He'll, you know, root for, you know, the Baltimore teams, but he's more of like a DC fan, more of a Commanders fan. Whereas I'm more of a Ravens fan, obviously. So gonna be interesting. Gonna be some interesting exchanges, you know, come Sunday. And should the Ravens win, I'll definitely be calling him, and I'll definitely be rubbing it in a little bit. I'll definitely be rubbing it in a little bit, you know, shall we say? So yeah, just a little, you know, little kind of fun, you know, family thing, whatever have you. So, yeah, that's kind of what the rivalry is. You know, it's fun, a little, you know, kind of again, just a little regional kind of fun rivalry. So yeah, we'll see what happens on Sunday, man. But Ravens Commanders in Baltimore, can't wait to see it. Should be good. Should be good, and whoever wins, I think the winner of the game will dictate how things go in their respective division and their respective conference. And we'll see what happens, you know, regardless of who wins and who loses. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it. I do think, obviously, the Ravens have an edge, given the fact that they're playing at home and given the fact that they've been so dominant against the NFC in the last several years. Like, ever since Lamar Jackson became the quarterback, they've been like, what, 20-1, or I think, or 21-1, really good record against NFC opponents. I think they've only lost one game against NFC opponents since Lamar's been there. So they've been dominant against the NFC, and I get the feeling that's going to continue. But we'll see what the Commanders bring. But like I said, regardless of that, should be an interesting matchup, should be a fun game, and can't wait to see it. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. That's it for my preview. There's Otaku Cat going across the couch right there. So say hello, Otaku Cat. I smell my finger there. But anyway, that's going to be it for this little preview for the Ravens and Commanders game. We'll see what happens on Sunday, Week 6. Week 6 matchup should be good. And so more content to come, more word, you know, when the game takes place. I'll probably give a follow-up video afterwards, you know. Maybe if there's any other developments, I'll give you guys an update in regards to this video, and we'll see what happens, like I said. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, give me your thoughts on anything I touched on here, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate all the support you can get. That being said, that's pretty much going to do it for now. More content to come in the future, like I said. More wrestling-related content and other fun stuff that I'm going to be posting here on the channel, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And if you guys can help me get to 1,000 subs, that would be greatly appreciated, man. Let's get there, man. Let's get there. But anyway, that's all I got to say for that. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your night. Till then, Wrestling Otaku, I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.